Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, my name's Michael.
My name's Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of Friendship
Supreme.
We're the podcast that dares to ask, do you really have to ask if you're the asshole if you already know you're the asshole?
Yes. And I think it's because it's nice to hold out hope.
You know what?
Maybe it's not just me.
Sometimes I like to be like, maybe I wasn't that bad. Like, sometimes, guys, we'll get done with the stream and I'm like, Cleve, like, you know, the person we were playing against, they were terrible. And he's like, no, they were actually pretty nice. I'm like, oh, right.
Or, maybe people around you are just gaslighting the shit out of you and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's right. That's my life. What's today's episode about, Cleve? Cleve eventually going to stop doing a podcast with me, guys.
Already working on it. Just cherry-picked.
3. Yeah.
But cherry-picked a couple of Am I the Asshole stories. I'll read them out to you. And, you will talk off the cuff for your ass like you always do. And the show will continue.
Oh my God, is that what this podcast has become? Cleve says some factual shit and I just blow it out my ass?
When
did we not?
Did we not do that?
Yeah, okay. Thanks.
When don't we do that? Go to YouTube real quick.
Type in
and look through the episodes.
YouTube.com/Friendship Supreme, guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right.
You remember those Ask.com questions? Those were good. I had good solid answers.
Yahoo.
Oh, that's right. It closed.
Exactly. This is why one of us knows the facts and the other one just, I got it. Am I the asshole? I gave my daughter a McDonald's application when she was behaving like a brat.
Oh, that's it? That's all you get?
Well, no, there's a whole story behind it. It's just the title.
I would love to know how old she is, but yeah.
Okay. First world problems alert. Our daughter recently turned 16. For her birthday, she was getting a vehicle. She had been learning to drive with my 2010 Nissan Titan while she held her permit. I thought you were laughing. I was gifting her the truck. It was twofold, actually. I had been wanting to get a Silverado. She needed a vehicle. The day before her birthday, I had the truck professionally detailed in and out. I take the utmost care of my vehicle, both cosmetically and mechanically. The truck looks brand new, practically. On her birthday, I took her to the DMV. She thought we were there to do her road test and get her license. After she passed, I pulled the Titan title out and said, "Happy birthday." That's when she pretty much made an embarrassing scene because, oh my God, Dad, not giving me Grandpa Truck Dad. I'm 39.
Who let this old man on the internet?
I'm 39 for the record.
Oh, Jesus. I'm almost there.
She threw a tantrum because she wanted the blue Jeep Wrangler.
I have a blue Jeep Wrangler, guys. I got it. So good.
We walked out momentarily to speak. I wanted her to know exactly how rude her behavior was when her father was giving her a truck any other 16-year-old would be extremely grateful for. Eventually, she apologized, but we had another hiccup when I told her she'll get full access to it when I get another truck, which was already in the works. I was just waiting on the bank to close the loan. Ultimately, I told her to forget it. She was just acting like a spoiled brat. Later that night, I, su- I suppose she thought about her behavior as she began to ask questions that she realized how immature she acted. She asks, "So since you were gonna sign it over to me, does that mean I could drive it for a bit, sell it, and then put money down towards the Wrangler?" My response was, "Of course, you could have." It's a solid, solid response. By me signing the vehicle over to you, it is officially yours to do whatever you want with it. She said, "Oh, okay. Well, I've thought about it and I would like to have it." Nope. It actually says NERP. NERP.
Nerp. What you doing, nerping? Yeah.
Doesn't work that way. You gone lost the opportunity, girlie. She totally flipped out and said she would have told her I should have told her at the DMV she could sell it and keep the money. She told her mother, and I was being totally unfair. My wife agreed to to her not getting the truck, probably because she didn't want me to buy a brand new Silverado. Insert eye roll. It actually says insert eye roll. The next day, she very sweetly asked for the truck again and then hinted around about me finally getting a Silverado. I didn't say anything. I went in my office, printed out a McDonald's application, and stuck it to her door in an envelope. She was ecstatic, probably thinking it was a title. She opened it and said, "You suck," in capital letters. I told her if you wanted the Wrangler, get a job in capital letters. My wife said I was an idiot. I told her I I took it way too far. Maybe so, but I've realized our child needed to learn not only the value of a dollar, but also needed to learn how to be grateful in life. It sucks this happened since it was part of her birthday. I didn't anticipate the type of behavior. It was upsetting. I felt like she slung crap at me. Now, every time I took, every time I look at my truck, all I think is it's grandpa truck. Is this guy the yes, Michael?
I mean, it probably is Grandpa Truck. Let's be honest. Um,
I picked this for several reasons. You have
a
a
daughter.
daughter. Uh, you hear how this daughter acts. You think about your own daughter.
Mm-hmm.
It starts hitting close to home.
So here's the things I have for you on this.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, he gives real I pulled myself up by my bootstraps vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Secondly, the root of this issue is in your parenting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you would agree or not. I mean, you have kids, and whether it's girl or boy, it doesn't really matter in this aspect, in my opinion. But you should be teaching them the value of money and appreciation from jump. And you can see when they don't have that, and you fostered that. And not only did you foster it, but obviously your wife did too when she told you you went way too far.
So the problem you're saying is well before the age of 16.
Right. I think you allowed the problem to keep getting worse and worse, and you have that, oh, she's my princess bullshit mentality that
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately happens,
Mm-hmm.
but you stick to your guns, you do what you got to do, and you raise a human being. You don't raise a friend. And
Is your daughter your princess?
she's very much my princess.
Okay.
There are standards and expectations set, and if she doesn't act or behave a certain way, then she then is no longer daddy's princess, and she needs to deal with the repercussions.
So you would say in this scenario, he was an asshole.
No, I don't think he's an asshole. It's tough because like his expectation is unrealistic because he obviously set it up for a he was set up for failure from the beginning. So two things in my opinion. If that was your plan, it's not a surprise conversation. Had anybody just been like, "Here's a car, Michael," I would have lost my fucking mind. would have been pumped, would not have given a shit what it was.
Yeah, it's got 4 wheels and runs.
Right. I don't have to work on it.
Shit.
Thank God.
It holds oil. Fuck, let's go.
That being said, that's not like a. I never believed in giving cars as gifts. Like it's like here's a birthday gift. If you want to trick the DMV and tell them you gave it as a gift so that you don't have to pay the taxes on it, go for it. Fuck the government. But I don't think like it's that whole like remember when Mercedes-Benz used to do that? Like here's the red bow they've wanted for Christmas, and it's for and it's like oh my god, you gotta be Mercedes-Benz. Nobody's doing that. On top of that, like it shouldn't be a surprise, especially if it's. The reason I bring this up, I literally tell Jameson all the time, I'm like, you know, when you get to be 16, I take pretty good care of my vehicles. Like, this Jeep will probably be the car you drive.
Mm-hmm.
So that is an understanding she has now. Like, eventually, she will have whatever old-ass car we have.
Right.
And so, like, I feel like that's an expectation that's set and understood. And in some way will make her earn it, I suppose. But at 16, I think that as long as you're from someone that started working at 14, well, illegally at like 13, but I worked in a screen printing shop in the back, and it was for free shirts most of the time.
We don't always have to get into your shady past. Just a heads up.
Thank you. I just know from like a perspective of like someone that worked for a very long time.
Yeah.
I don't think kids should have to work if they don't have to until 18, until they've graduated high school. Because I think that as long as they take school seriously, that is their job. And I'm fine with that.
I am very much in the same mindset. In fact, with my nieces and nephews and my kids, I'm going to tell them, like, you don't work until you have to.
Yeah.
You don't work until, because once you start, you're going to be working for a very long time. However, if we're just making C's, go get a job then, because you're not, at this point, you're in high school. You're not pulling the weight here.
Right.
You're not going to because you're just choosing not to most of the time.
Yeah, if you take it seriously and you dedicate your time to school.
You got A's and B's? I wouldn't question
you. Right, agreed, 100%.
Your time is your time.
So, like, I think it's funny to be like, here's a McDonald's application. The reason I definitely see, like, the pulling from my bootstraps is because, like, he sees that as an insult. When in reality, at 16, that is the job we're pulling. I think it's unrealistic expectations on his part. I think his daughter's a spoiled little brat. I think that you need to resolve that. But as a parent, too, like, you guys got to be on the same level. Like, your wife can't be over there being like, yeah, your dad's being ridiculous. Like, that's a conversation you two need to have. And then he can come to Jesus if he agrees with his wife or whatever. And then go and apologize or go have a conversation. I don't know. Like, at that point, I wouldn't even sign it over to him. I'd be like, you can drive it. You're not selling it.
You can borrow my car.
Yeah. I also think it seems not backhanded. It seems almost wrong to be like, the reason you're getting this is because I'm buying myself a new car. I don't know. That seemed weird.
But also, I'm not buying you a new car. And if I'm gonna get a new car,
it's for you. No, I get that. It was more of like
you know what it sounds like? It sounds like he was already going to get himself a vehicle. So why not give her this one?
See, I looked at it like he wanted an excuse to get a new vehicle and was like, "Oh, I got to get rid of my truck." And so
that also definitely flies.
But no, I don't think either of them are assholes. I just think that unfortunately, it's a product of.
But the question was at the beginning:
Am I the asshole for giving
my daughter a McDonald's application? And that is the part that you're like, a little shitty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that part. You think you're making a slight because of a
See,
McDonald's job.
everything,
Hey, we need to respect
everything that
people
we
that work in
got
fast food.
before him giving her the application was just why he did.
Right.
But the act itself, I think, is still what the question and the whole article is about. Are the asshole for giving your daughter the McDonald's application because she was acting like a brat? That was the full thing.
Yeah, I think that's a dick move.
Dick move?
Well, have a conversation with your kid rather than fucking be a dick about it. Passive
I don't know if you're an
aggressive.
asshole. Definitely dick move.
You're being passive aggressive with a child. Like, congrats. You're way to go adulting. Sorry.
No, here. That's what this is. That's what this is. This is supposed to. We see these all the time. You see these all the time. I see these all the time. That's exactly what these do. Is they cause this spark of like frustration. I'm gonna read this next one.
Yeah.
It's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I will. Well, everybody wants to make sure that people understand they're not the assholes. And then once I finish each paragraph, I'll let you kind of process what they've said, and we'll go from there.
All right. It's a roller coaster. I feel it.
Am I the asshole for playing the trumpet?
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. The answer is yes.
Okay. I, 19 female, am in college for my freshman year. My roommate, Megan, who is 20 female, and my roommate is Megan, 20 female, and she and I have gotten along somewhat well for the most part. Our sweet mates, Adina and Cassidy, whom we share a bathroom with, are next door. That's perfect. So we've set the tone. We've established 4 characters.
She's in a room with one person, shares a bathroom with 2 others that are on the other side of the wall from her.
I recently, over the past 2 weeks, started learning how to play the trumpet, and I have been taking private lessons. Megan is usually out of the room when I have them, but sometimes she is at the dorm. Megan says she doesn't mind me playing the trumpet because she can put on her earbuds. That's paragraph 2. Okay. Megan's on board. We know that.
It depends on what time. When are we playing this fucking trumpet? Because it's really bugging me. Because I'm going to let you know now. If I'm sitting there like 10:30 at night, laying in bed, getting ready for finals the next day, and I hear some asshole playing taps on the fucking trumpet because they're just trying to learn.
What college kids going to bed at 10:30?
That responsible young lady that learned her lesson about that truck.
My dang daughter. She pulled up by her bootstraps and got into bed. This afternoon at around 3, I was practicing after my Zoom lesson had ended. Megan was not in the room. I got a text from Adina. I hate that name.
How's Megan spelled? Because that could bother me.
Just Megan.
Okay.
Just good old fashioned Megan. Adina asking if I wouldn't mind not practicing right now. I told her no. It wasn't quiet hours in the building until 10.
But did Adina have a reason?
She said she could hear it through the walls, and she was taking a test. I told her that the building is where a lot of people live, and she could go to the lobby or to another building if she didn't want to hear me playing the trumpet.
Oh, fuck this girl. Fuck her. Someone's like, hey, I'm taking a test. Could you, like, not right now? Oh, yeah, like, when's your test over? In an hour? Sure, no problem. That's how adults converse.
She's not there.
She's in college.
She came to our door in person. She came to our door in person and asked me to stop again. I told her politely again that this was my room, and I had the right to do what I wanted as long as it wasn't quiet hours. We got into a huge argument, and she left. She left and went somewhere else to study, and I continued practice.
I hope she put your
In the
mouthpiece in her fucking butthole.
it's paragraph. Um, I told Megan, and she said she's kind of pissed at me since now the four of us probably won't hang out together now,
Yeah.
and we've been getting along really well. Now I feel like maybe I messed up, but then again, I feel like I was following the building's rules. So, Reddit, am I the asshole?
As the worst president in the entire fucking United States would ever have said. Hugely messed up. You hugely messed up. What a fucking dick.
What a. So, you've been practicing for
2 weeks?
2 weeks, and you decided. I don't know how long you've known Adina. I hope her name does not represent her, but you. College is where you make these friends.
It's a
I
delicate.
hear.
It is a delicate ecosystem amongst those privileged to go to college. They're all very delicate human beings. They all,
We're all grown.
it's an ecosystem. Like, yes, this is your room, but much like in a house, there are other rooms within the house. This is not an apartment because you share a bathroom, you share a kitchen. This is a dormitory.
Even in an apartment, you can't fucking be on the third floor practicing tap dancing.
Agreed. I was, because originally I was like, oh well, like if it's your apartment, but even then, like you said, even then, let's say, because we've all lived in apartments before, most of us. Steve and I definitely have.
Not that 16-year-old.
There are rules to that, and not like official rules, but like I don't want to be an asshole rules, and that is if I make, even me and my neighbor next door have an agreement. Hey, if I'm ever making too much noise, like sometimes we hang out with our family, like come let me know. I'll gladly shut it up. My bad. I'm sorry.
It's etiquette.
Yes, thank you. Etiquette.
What you're describing.
So to scale that in to a dormitory, which is not an apartment, this is not your home that you're paying for. You're renting a small room. Yeah, you're renting a small room within a large dormitory. Fuck you. Like you have to you are sharing.
You good, Doug?
Yeah, I just like the audacity of people. We have so many people that are like, my bubble's all that matters, and it's such a shitty fucking way to live. Such a shitty way to live.
And this 19-year-old female is very possible that she has not been like.
She did not get her trucks taken away. She acted a fool and got to keep that truck.
Yeah. Especially that age, too. That age, you think, you know what the fuck you're talking about. Megan, however, 1 year older, has seen some shit.
You know what? I even like, depending on how it was said to me, when she sent a message.
I don't even know why Cassidy came up. She never even heard the story.
When she sent a message, it was like, hey, could you not? I'm taking a test. In my opinion, that is when you said, oh, hey, my bad. Didn't realize you were taking a test. Sure, could you let me know when your test is done and then I can start again?
Yeah. How old do you think you'll be?
Right.
Like, because you could go do that shit in a park. Really.
Right.
You go practice that.
Right. Go do it in all these other places you talk about. But then when Megan comes to your door and is like, hey, I would really appreciate it if you didn't do that. And you have the audacity to probably play the trumpet in her face.
Let me play you out, bitch.
I hope she finds your trumpet and shits in it.
Not the rusty trombone.
And just the audacity that people have. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I would be mad at you as our roommate too because you've ruined the delicate thing that exists amongst teenage friendship. I'm angry.
I get it.
Yeah, she's the asshole. Next one.
All right, so we're 0-2 on finding a good person. This one's
Really,
lengthy.
0-3. Both the daughter and the dad were asses. Anyway.
I'm scoring them both. Adina, I hate your name, but you sound like a nice person.
Poor Adina. Didn't even do anything.
All right. Throwing another daughter at you. Am I the asshole for not wanting to officially adopt my daughter?
Off the cuff.
Initial
Cuff,
reactions?
Like, I mean, I hope there's a good reason, sir.
All right. He even said at the beginning, this is long and messy. That's what it says. In high, I had two best friends. So I'm assuming he means in high school. Mark would be 32, and May, 32 female. I, 30 male, got kicked out of my house when I turned 16. Mark's family took me in and became my adopted parents. I'm 2 years younger. We got that when you gave us the ages. Mark and May started dating when they were juniors in high school. After they graduated, Mark joined the military. During his first leave, May became pregnant. Shortly after his return to service, Mark passed away.
Oh, yikes, Michael making bad jokes. That's fine.
I
still think it's the original poster is fucking good, but anyway.
We were devastated. She at the time was staying with Mark's parents, and I was still living there. That's the end of that paragraph.
Not devastated enough to not get his dick wet.
Oh. I took her to all of her appointments, helped her through her pregnancy. They put Mark's name on the birth certificate. By this time, I had graduated early and was looking to go to a local college. I became busy with school, but helped any time that I could. 3 years later, I graduated, got a good job in my own place.
Good for him.
End of paragraph, right? Got it together.
Pat on your back.
Way to go. With your parents kicking you out at 16, you worked it out. May moved in with me with her now 3-year-old daughter, Alice. Alice started calling me Dad. Dada.
Oh, because you were porking her.
We tried to persuade her not to do that.
That's not a weird transition.
But we failed.
I moved out of my house, and then suddenly she also moved in with me.
That was his best friend. They were all best friends.
All right.
Those two dated. I know you want to find
he's with her now, let's be honest.
The terribleness in people, but we're not there yet.
All right. I already see where this is going, and I still don't agree with it.
A year of us living together, and I started having real feelings for May.
What? No way!
I talked to Mark's parents, and they gave me the green light.
You know what?
Like their place. But
if you had a seance, that's the only time. If Mark gave you the green light, that's when I'm on board.
Nothing else happened between us up until this point.
And the kid.
Well, it's Mark's kid.
Is it?
Well, not. I mean, it is if nothing happened between them until that point.
Did it?
You can't add your own details to the story, Michael. That's not how the story works.
Listen, the world knows.
All we know is what the story says.
That's fair.
2 years, we married. 1 year after that, she gave birth to our daughter, Jenny.
And the other daughter is 6 at this point? I think if I did math
I
right,
guess
yeah.
with math, yeah, sure, why not? We're gonna get a birthday update, so it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Yesterday was Alice's 12th birthday.
Oh,
It
shit.
was just me, May, Alice, Jenny, and Mark's parents. Who I guess adopted him. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
He said adopted parents, but I don't know if
He
that's
did.
if they did the paperwork or if they're just like, yeah, that's my kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Both are fine. I don't know.
At 16, he wouldn't have to. He could, I guess, emancipate.
Yeah. We have told her about Mark throughout the years, and she knows that he is really her dad. When Alice finished up opening her presents, she pulled one last present and handed it to me. I opened it,
Oh,
and it
you
was
piece of
dots and
shit.
papers.
You piece of shit.
At some point, Alice told May that she wanted me to officially be my daughter. I explained that she is my daughter, and I love her with all of my heart. I try to explain that Mark is her birth father, and that she is both his and my daughter. With that, I gently explained that I don't think it was a good idea and that I would have to think about it. She got upset and ran to her room.
Yes, she's
Mark's
12.
Mark's parents ended up leaving.
I'm
May,
enraged.
May and I got into a fight. I said I don't want to erase Mark from our history. After some back and forth, she called me an asshole and walked into Alice's room. She wouldn't let me talk
No.
and locked me out from the room.
Yes.
This morning, she would not talk to me, and Alice was still crying. I don't know what to do. Please help. Also, I know I will. I know it will be said divorce is not an option.
Nobody
I
said
plan
that.
on going over to Mark's parents later tonight. There's an edit here at the bottom. Um, I have not talked to Mark's parents yet. I will later tonight. Also, we have never discussed the situation in the past. I thought we were in a place of understanding that I am her dad, but Mark is slash was her father. So that's the whole story. How do you feel?
What a self-centered, selfish piece of shit.
Okay. Is that all that you feel?
You think that a 12-year-old is thinking, oh man, I sure hope that my ghost father is still on my birth certificate for my entire life? Or do you think that she wants the person that has been there for her and been her dad this entire time to adopt her so she can say he's officially her dad and they can then, I don't know, be a family together?
The one that raised her from the beginning? Yeah.
From the beginning, I knew it was going to be, I don't want to erase my friend. I already knew that this was what was going to get said. What a bullshit martyr, bullshit, fuckface ass fuck shit. Trying to get us kicked off of YouTube at this point.
Okay.
I'm just so like.
Okay. But can you express something? Like a thought that might be perhaps on a podcast that people would listen to.
If we can figure that out, man, we wouldn't still be in our rooms. It
also sounds like you wrote it that night.
So here's the thing. I don't believe you guys never talked about it. To his credit, I will say it is semi shitty if the wife did not at some point say, hey, like, what would you think about this? Semi shitty.
Oh, like the wife going to
And not
new
necessarily
husband.
ruining the surprise, but more like, hey, like, you know, I've
Bracing,
been
yeah,
thinking about this lately. What is your thoughts? And then him
yeah,
immediately freaking out, and then you being able to kind of talk that off the cliff.
navigate it, yeah. And here's the thing: when you surprise someone,
You're gonna get a genuine
you
reaction.
you are surprising someone. You don't know. That's why I tell people, I'm like, don't scare me.
Yeah.
Because if you scare me, I might curl up in a little ball or I might punch you in the face. I don't know. And I don't want to have to deal with the consequences if it's punch you in the face. So
Yeah.
just don't scare me
Agreed.
and we'll be good.
Um. Yeah. No, you're gonna get the genuine response. I just think it's super shitty. A to have that kind of reaction with a kid because you have kids. You know,
Mm.
you fake reactions to things. You get
Well, and
artwork
he
that
says that
is
we,
amazing but isn't. You get a song that is fantastic but isn't. Like
mm,
you,
and he doesn't like, he says that he gently explained, and we don't know what that is, right? We just have to, well, I mean,
there's no
I have to
gentle.
I have to assume if you gently explain this and you still got this reaction, you did it wrong, right?
Yes, and there's no gentle way to explain. No, I don't want. Here's the thing. So, unfortunately for this person, I assume this is posted now, like recently,
I mean,
within the last year.
yeah, we'll say that.
Unfortunately, this is the era of social media where people use their children for social media. And we see that a lot. And I've seen several videos of kids being like, I want you to
Oh,
adopt me as a dad.
they're everywhere.
And so this child has probably seen those videos since she's
Hmm.
12 and has most likely seen all the reactions of people being loving and excited and wonderful and crying. And it's just this emotional moment. And here's this kid that's like, I'm going to shoot my shot and be like, hey, will you adopt me? You've been with this lady for she's 12, so almost 8 years.
Hmm.
You've been in her life her entire life. Like, there's not, there's no.
I think I think there's a bit to it too. Like, okay, so his friend, it didn't sound like his friend passed in the military, like on the line of duty or anything
Mhm.
like that. It sounds like he came home in the past. But I will say there is a bit to it to being like, this is my best friend's kid, and not,
And so, like, you can have a meaningful way to remember your friend and her
yeah,
dad.
yeah,
And if you have those conversations, which it sounds like for the most part they were, like we talk about, like,
you know.
yes, she's aware that that's his dad, her dad, and we talk about it, blah blah blah. Awesome.
So let's put you in the scenario then. Let's say that I pass away, and obviously the way that the world needs to be for this to work out, and then
Katie's gone,
you
you're
know,
gone.
yeah, and Sam was like, I would love for you to adopt me. You're the only father I've known.
And well, weird. Yeah, there'd be a lot of things that didn't happen. I no, that's my point. So like, so that was the last point I think I have is that like, if anything, one of the ways to honor your friend and his memory is to then take that kid in as your own, raise them to your
Mhm.
best ability, if that's what ends up happening, and love them like they're your own kid. And you would
Yeah.
adopt that kid. Like that would be.
Well, but you can do all that stuff and not officially, because he was right for 12 years. He was doing, or for
Well, I'm sure she was filling
nine,
out all the
8,
paperwork and everything, but yeah.
right? I mean, he was taking care of this kid as if its own kid. I put a big picture of Mark over the fireplace, and it's like we all play tribute to Mark that we're all here today.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't know. Like I mean, again, have those conversations with the kid. Make sure they know who their parent is. Make sure they know stories about them because I think that's important. But at the same time, you are the person that this child has built a rock, like has established as her anchor point.
Mm-hmm.
you now have fucked with the stability and the foundation of that anchor point.
I wonder if Alice calls him dad.
Well, that's the other thing. Again. Here's a kid looking for equality.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a kid that just wants to be able to say, "You're my dad. You're my dad." Like that. It is what it is. And you're right. You have the girl that is 6 years younger than her. That is her dad.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're growing up in a household of half siblings that I'm sure have been treated as siblings, because in reality, that's how it is.
Right. I mean, he does make a point to say, "You are my daughter and his daughter."
Which
So
is
it's not
fine.
like he's like
Saying she's not my daughter. Right. No, agreed.
eh,
Okay.
icky.
This is what I would leave it on then. If they were to divorce, does he expect visitation rights with her?
Mm,
Because if he does, he better get fucking officially adopt
that
her.
that's fair. That's interesting. Because it. I mean, realistically, they could get divorced, and he would have no right to see her ever again.
He could never see her again, and it would be not up to him at all.
Mm, that is very fair. And if does that destroy you? Well,
Then
then
you should have adopted her.
yeah,
I
fair
think
enough.
it's a bullshit way out. I think it's you're feeling sorry for yourself that you lost your friend. That you're like, the reason I won't do it is because you're my friend's daughter.
I think that, and this is just the bad part of me, possibly, but I think that you just say yes and just bury your feelings deep, deep down
Yes.
and get over that. Like,
Then the first thing
that's
you
not the healthiest thing to do, but I mean, you know what?
no,
I respect him feeling a way and letting it be known on
but
one
that's a
hand.
conversation
You
you
know
have
what I
with
mean?
your spouse.
Right. I mean,
You
yeah,
to your
but that's the thing. I'm in the spot now. I'm sure everybody's got their phones out because they all want to see me in tears like the videos do. But now I'm just like,
being somebody that this has happened to. I would rather, if I propose to someone, I would rather be told yes in public and no later on than no up front.
that's. I mean, I
It's
guess
I
I guess the proposal was also a very like heavy conversation, but this one feels heavier
that's fair. I'm just
because
saying more
because
like,
she's 12.
yeah, well, yeah,
Hey,
fair.
remember when I said
No, well, okay,
I
but
was
here's the
good?
thing. Here's the thing. You tell her yes, and if it's no, you talk to your partner
Yeah.
and you say, "Hey, this is why I'm really not feeling good about this." Blah blah blah, and then you guys devise a plan of either deceit or whatever you have to do. But as shitty as
You
it
just
sounds, like,
deceit. Do you just not send the papers and
right,
pretend like it happened and
I'm your
never bring it up
dad,
again?
yeah, and you never bring it up
I
again.
wonder if she takes the last name because you can adopt without taking the last name, right?
Yeah, I
Because
just
I think about it all the time because in my household there is the three kids, Jennifer and myself, and we are all one last name except for her oldest son. And I always I don't think that he even thinks about the last names, which is good. But I always think like I would hate for him to be like,
feels
it's
outcasted because of it.
yeah, it's this whole tribe and then me.
Yeah,
And she could be feeling that way, like, but well, then I guess that depends on if he was legally adopted and he took their last names. Anyway,
all I'm saying is, up front, when the 12-year-old asks you, you say yes. If it's really
okay.
that serious of a problem, you talk to your spouse later about why it's a problem, and you guys come up with a solution then.
So I'm going to bring back the original question because it's phrased different than kind of how the conversation we're having. Am I the asshole for not wanting to officially adopt my
Yes.
daughter? Okay.
Yes, because his only
So
reason
even
right now,
having the
currently,
feeling, you're against it.
his current
Not
reason,
for telling her no and making her cry,
fair.
but for
Yeah,
the feeling of
I think so.
the hesitation.
Because, again, his only justification for his hesitation or his desire to not want to do it is because he doesn't want to erase his friend. And I think that's stupid.
Yeah, probably could have avoided all this by not getting with
when he was deployed.
His baby mama.
Let's be honest, it's really his kid. Maybe that's why he doesn't want.
Mm.
He's like, I don't want it to happen.
Still hung up on your fucking trash TV scenario, aren't you? I get it, Michael. You watch a lot of.
I know people.
Real Housewives of places.
No, I go back to like being a part of someone's life.
If it was his daughter, there'd be no fucking problem, and he wouldn't be in the scenario. Well, no, sure, let's do that.
He has to keep up the charade though. He doesn't want people to know what happened, so that's why he's fighting to make sure that everybody knows.
Maybe just you're the asshole, and that's why you can't see past the.
I am absolutely the asshole, and that's what makes me good at determining.
This person bared his heart on the internet of, this is how I feel. I'm looking for some kind of guidance, and you're like, you fucked her when you were 16, didn't you? And you've not moved past it.
Okay, my soap opera aside. At this point, you have been the staple in this girl's life, and a 12-year-old came up to you and said, "Please adopt me." Yeah, you're an asshole.
Yeah, I don't know how you can tell the 12-year-old no. I do feel like it's one of those scenarios where it's like, if I was with somebody for 10 years and we were never married, it's like, what's a piece of paper? What's a piece of paper do for us? You know what I mean? Like, on one hand, it should make a difference. That doesn't make a difference. But I guess if it makes enough, just like I feel like maybe in marriage, like if it makes enough of a difference to you.
Yeah, it's the weight you give it. Or your partner give it.
I hate this. Yeah, I don't know how kids like, hey, can I call you dad? That you'd be like, absolutely not.
Get fucked.
And again, I have to assume that this kid already calls him dad.
Yeah. And he said she didn't like it in the first paragraph.
What?
I'm pretty sure in the first paragraph he says something along the lines of, she calls me dad and I encouraged her not to.
Yeah. I mean, that's foreshadowing also. Maybe mom should have. Like, look, when you were,
I don't think it's a good idea.
When you were 3, he didn't want that shit.
Hey,
so
I don't know if you know this, but if anybody ever asks you to stop playing your trumpet, you should do that.
Yeah, this is all the same kid, actually.
Birth to death. Oh no.
This is all the same daughter. This is why she fucking aggressively plays the trumpet. It's for her father, Michael, and you're calling her the asshole. She's learning the trumpet for her dad.
Every day, damn it.
I'm playing the sad trumpet for my father and the G. Joke's on you. The story's been connected the whole time.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know someone did.
Someone. That one guy. In Alaska.
Listen here, Alaska. We're fucking coming for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. I know we did. Let us know down in the comments. Are we the asshole? Is Michael the asshole? Was I wrong on everything? Let me know. I usually am. Just ask my wife. If you want to reach out to us. If you guys want to reach out to us, you guys can find us everywhere at Friendship Supreme. That's everywhere. Trombone, not trumpet.
I did the right thing.
I know, but I'm just saying that's a trombone, not a trumpet.
I know, but you can only play that on that one.
So maybe a slide whistle? You guys can find us at Friendship Supreme everywhere except for Twitter. Twitter has no eyes in the word friendship. All eyes should be on us over here at youtube.com/Friendship Supreme. You also can catch us live playing video games throughout the week on twitch.tv/Friendship Supreme. If you guys have any suggestions of things you guys would like us to talk about, please let us know. If you guys personally have something deep down burning in you about wanting to know if you're the asshole and you want Michael to grill you about it, fucking write it in the comments.
Do you want Michael to completely disregard your entire story because he thinks that you slept with somebody a good 12 plus years ago?
Look, the writing's on the walls. I don't care what you say. Look, you're not around enough for a 3-year-old to call you dad unless you're getting it in.
They moved in. I don't know why they moved in, but
when
they did.
she was 3.
Mm-hmm.
But already before that, she was trying to call him dad.
I thought that part was after the move in. Doesn't matter in the episode.
I don't know. That's a long time relationship that's a real quick time to just switch to daddy.
It's a real long time to fucking cut the tie too. Apparently.
Guys, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve, and hold that a-hole tight, you know.